We live? Let's see. Is we live though? That's the question. Wait a minute. Is my mic muted? Make sure my levels is good. How everybody doing? See somebody's in here. See kids in here. Those joining. What's up? Y'all probably know who it is. This boy DGP. We talk about these Patriots. These yeah. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna turn my mic up. I'm gonna turn my mic up though. Hold on. Don't worry about it. Move myself closer to the mic. Don't worry about it. Turn myself up. How y'all doing today? Tonight? How y'all doing tonight, man? Doing good? Doing good? Mm-hmm. Doing good? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. All right, let's get into it. So here goes Zilla. I see you changed your habit finally, thank God. All right, but so basically, Julie Edelman, let's get into that first before we get into the game. Edelman, who had a couple good plays on the first drive. I actually got a chance to watch this game finally because I wasn't there, but he ended up non-contact injury, and then when he went down initially, everybody, the first thing you think is ACL, MCL, all that stuff. So I didn't want to think that. I wanted to be optimistic, but when they brought the card out, and it's kind of set in. And again, I was hearing there was like it's on the other side of the stadium, so they didn't want to leave. They didn't want him to walk all across the stadium. But typically, a non-contact injury, and they bring the card out. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And it wasn't torn ACL. I'm still hoping that it's not a torn ACL, but everybody pretty much knows when the MRI is going to confirm it. I think the MRI, all it really does is confirm the severity of it, but torn ACL. Football gods hit the Patriots in the preseason. Football gods ain't they ain't wait for the regular season. As you know, Brady's on the cover of Madden. I don't believe in the Madden curse. I never really, well, I used to, but I don't anymore when it's next gen. This loss is huge. It sucks. Now, is the question some people asking, are we still the Super Bowl favorites? Are we still going to come up the AFC? I still believe so. Why not? I mean, had we not added a Brandon Cooks, it'll be a different story. But when you add a Brandon Cooks, when you have a Hogan who stepped up tonight, and a guy who I'm telling you guys keep in mind knowing, especially Zilla, since he like to do the FanDuel, Austin Carr, he might be able to get some. What's going on, Giovanni? Yeah, we just in here talk about this Edelman and news. I see people flooding in. Appreciate that. See a couple people coming in. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But this injury is huge. Was he the best player on was he the best player on the Patriots? He wasn't. Was he the best receiver on the Patriots? Probably not. You probably could put Brandon Cooks over him, but he was the most valuable receiver on that squad, because anytime Brady needed a check down, the old reliable, he needed somebody to depend on, it was always Julian Edelman. That Super Bowl catch. I don't think if it's somebody else, maybe other than Gronkowski, does he attempt that throw. Super Bowl 49 touchdown throw. Who we went to back-to-back times. Went to Edelman. That's his boy. So it's tough to see Edelman go down, torn ACL. But Brandon Cooks, it's your time to step up. You haven't really done much. You didn't do much today. That's what the chemistry issues. I saw Hogan getting a lot of touches, but Brandon Cooks, it's your time to step up, man. So Edelman, we're going to be relying on other guys more. It's going to be hard to fill that void. But if anybody can do it, it's the Patriots. It's next man up. That's pretty much what it is. At least we got Gronk back. But yeah, Jules. Yeah, Julian Edelman's a big loss. Yeah, Giovanni, torn ACL, out for the year. You know how that is. If you ain't see it, if you follow me on Twitter, I retweeted the video. I'll probably retweet it again after the stream's over, but pretty much torn ACL. Now we ain't speak. Well, I kind of spoke on Cooks in terms of I'm talking about the Edelman injury now, kid. But yeah, so Cooks gonna have to step up. He's gonna have to do more. Like I said, Austin Carr, who has been looking great in the preseason, although again it's against the backups, and I don't really take too much counting on it, but he is looking pretty good. Good receiver. So that's pretty much it with the Edelman situation. Guys gonna have to pick up the slack. What sucks is, like Boss said, we have Gronkowski back, but do we really have Gronkowski back? Because we know he's injury prone. And the reason why I said we need to put him on a stat pack, because we can depend on a guy like Edelman. And it's crazy that Edelman just signed an extension this offseason. Like, this was his last year's contract, and he signed an extension for the season, which goes to show you, man, NFL players get you money, like straight like that. Because imagine had he not signed that deal before he got hurt, like if he went into the season a free agent, like I don't think he would have been able to get, he would not have been able to get that deal. They would argue that you're 31, 32, and that, you just coming out with torn ACL. But he got his money at least. Still underpaid. He took a pay cut because he likes to play. Brady likes his system. He likes playing with Brady, Belichick, and he likes the New England area. So he took a pay cut. But that loss is going to be huge. So he got his contract. So Brandon Cooks, Gronkowski is going to have to step up. Anyway, enough of the Edelman injury. I'll probably talk more about it on the Fade podcast, but that's pretty much my thoughts. This next man up, and Brandon Cooks, you are the true key now. That trade that we gave a first-round pick, let's see how much it works. And also watch out for Brandon Carr. I mean, not Brandon Carr, Austin Carr. All right, so let's talk about this game. So we're going to just talk about the first half. I mean, I'll touch on the second. Let's touch on the second half, the backups. So they gave up 21 straight points. Patriots came out 24-0 them in the first quarter, first half, boom, boom. Then defense gave up a touchdown, which I'll talk on. And then 21 straight points. The backups gave up 21 straight points. Crazy. But we ended up winning the game. We ended up clutching it out, a couple field goals at the end. But all I'm seeing is the backups is just missed defense, arm tackling. Jordan Richards hasn't had a great preseason. He's been looking pretty awful. Cyrus Jones, man, in the second quarter, fair catching it at the 5-yard line, man. Like, yeah, like we have a rule in New England. I don't know, typically more so in NFL too. But the rule is you go to the 10-yard line. Once you start backpedaling past the 10-yard line, yeah, you don't need to catch it. Just let it bounce. Hopefully it goes in the end zone. Try to stop the gunner. But he did a fair catch on the 5-yard line. Like, why? Like, what was the point of that? So, backups, I'm going to need y'all to do better. Need y'all to be smarter. But I don't got much else to say on backups because this is week 3 and this is all about the starters. So let's talk about the starters. And I'm going down the list because I wrote notes of everything I saw for the first quarter, second quarter. So we're going to do it by quarters, and then we'll talk about the review together. So first quarter, offense clicking on all centers. I really don't have any complaints. Yeah, boss, so many missed tackles. But again, as you see now, guys go down. So, they say next man up. And the way we like to run our defense, we have like a 3 rotation safety with Harmon and Chung and McCourty. What if one of them gets hurt and we got rely on Jordan Richards? I don't feel comfortable with that. Cyrus Jones, Eric Rowe goes down, or another corner goes down. I don't feel comfortable with him out there. Or a punt returner. Again, Edelman was going to be our punt returner this year, most likely, because Cyrus Jones doesn't know how to handle punts. Now, Cyrus Jones has to learn how to do a better job on the punt return. So, again, like I said, they're backups, but they got to know what they got to do. So, first quarter, offense clicking on all cylinders. They came down, boom, got the 7 points. I love the no huddle offense. That's my main thing. This no huddle offense, it was like bam, 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 touchdown. Like 4 or 5 plays in the end zone. That was pretty good on them. Chris Hogan was cooking. He was putting in work. Like Chris Hogan, he was the MVP today. The run game in the first quarter wasn't as great. Again, doing a quarter-by basis. Run game wasn't that good. It was real slow. Deion Lewis, he looked a little explosive when his cuts, but for the majority of the parts, in terms of getting yards, first quarter run game was kind of weak. And then Malcolm Butler. So we scored a touchdown, 7-0. Very next play, when we were on defense, I think 1 or 2 plays into the drive, Butler gives up a little out route. He stays with them, punches it out, and we recover. So Malcolm Butler, again, making those plays, peanut punching it out. And then the very next play, throw it up to Hogan, had one-on-one coverage, had to step on him and mossed him. That's pretty much it for the first quarter. Then also, the starters were just killing it first quarter. Second quarter, so at the end of the first quarter, it was 21-0. So, again, we basically killed it. Gillislee, he got in the end of the first quarter with a 1-yard run in that LeGarrette Blount-esque role, although Gostkowski missed the extra point. And then the second time around, we ran the back-to-back plays. After Gillislee got the touchdown, we did an extra point. Gostkowski made it, but it was a penalty. So we said go for 2, and Gillislee just ran it up the right side, untouched again. So Gillislee, he looked pretty good in terms of the 1-yard runs with LeGarrette Blount, even though he's not as big, a strong pause if needed. Let's look at this. At least now teams won't want our number as much. I think they still want our numbers. I think when you're the Super Bowl champions, you can't sneak them on people. And I think when you have the greatest quarterback of all time and arguably the greatest coach of all time, it's kind of hard to sneak them against people because even though we know Edelman, it can be no Edelman, no Cooks, no Grunt, but as long as Brady and Belichick's still there, I don't think we can sneak them on anybody. We're still the favorites by far. We're still the favorites. It's came down a little bit since the Edelman injury, I'm pretty sure, but we're still the favorites. Quarter number 2, Stephon Gilmore got away with a pass interference. They was driving a little bit. He got away with a pass interference. I did make note of that, so we got to worry about that. Big runs by Gillislee. So the run game in the second quarter, even though we only scored 3 points in the second quarter, the run game picked up, and I like that. Gillislee had a big run, and he was, getting comfortable for it. Brady got hit midway through the second quarter, blindside hit. Cameron Fleming, just didn't hold up the block long enough. He got blindside hit, which made him throw a duck. And Gronkowski almost lost defender, so he almost caught that duck. But once he got hit, I was like, yeah, it's about that time we go ahead and sit these starters after that hit. And then the very next play, Brady in the pocket, had to start scrambling, got shoelace tackled by Nada. And after that, I was like, yeah, it's definitely time to take some people out. So he played like 1 or 2 more drives, and then he ended up getting taken out. So that's it for that. And then also Malcolm Butler, another play, he tipped the ball, made a good play on the ball. He tipped it up in the air, which led to an Eric Rowe interception as they was driving down on us. Basically, again, our motto, bend but don't break. So again, Malcolm Butler, that's 2 plays he made today. But then near this end of the second half, he got caught on a go route, like a 20-25 yards go route. Pretty much, he thought it was gonna be like a comeback, looked in the backfield, stopped running full speed. And Marvin Jones just kept running straight and just blew by him. So, that's just something he had to do. Instincts. Not everything's gonna be perfect, but other than that, I didn't see much of Gilmore in terms of besides that pass interference. I didn't really hear much of his name. This is more so football, so I ain't really gonna talk about Kyrie like that. If you want to know about the Celtics, check out my boy Famous Stars. His link is in my last video, if you don't mind doing that. But yeah, I already talked about the Patriots here. I don't talk about basketball over here. I might be on his show, but yeah, go check out my boy Famous Stars. He's probably going to talk about the Cavaliers trade. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. What I got from our starters, just picking up where we left off. Our defense looking pretty good. We just got to correct a couple of mistakes. Again, we didn't really give it too many big plays. I don't think we gave any big plays this whole game, let alone I know the starters. So that's pretty good. The things I was watching for this game was the Brandon Cooks connection because he dropped the pass in the first quarter. And speaking of the Brandon Cooks thing, we're going, especially with the Edelman injury, we're going to need him to step up. Deep threat, he might gotta get put that on hold. We might leave that to Chris Hogan. We might use Cooks more on screens, maybe even Austin Carr, Amendola. Who knows how we're going to use him? But Brandon Cooks going to have to step up. He's going to have to do better. I was also watching about the run game. Started off slow, but it picked up towards the end, so I did like that. I was looking at the linebacking core. Again, defense was on point. The cornerback duo of Butler and Gilmore, that was straight, except for that one Butler mistake and the one Gilmore mistake that didn't cost us. And then Cyrus Jones, he I don't know, man. I just want Cyrus Jones out of there. I don't know what it is. He has talent. We see it. He just doesn't know how to use it. So, I mean, that's pretty much it on my review in terms of the starters and stuff. Yeah. All right, so he funny special. Nah, Hogan, he good. He straight. Dan, don't fall for the kid bait. He's trolling. Don't fall for it. It happens to the best of us. Don't fall for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I had to give the starters a grade, which since I always do the grades for my regular season video, let's do that. So for the starters, I'm just looking at starters. Brady, he gets an A plus. Actually, I'm sorry, he gets an A because he did have a couple bad throws. But for the most part, I think he was perfect before a couple of those drop passes and stuff. Running backs, I'm gonna give them a B minus. They started off slow, but they picked it up towards the end. Gillislee with the 2-point conversion and the touchdown and that big run. I'm real proud of Gillislee. As the wide receiver core, I'm gonna give them a B plus. But to me, the wide receiver core is an F today, just off of the fact that Edelman is hurt and out for the year. So it doesn't even matter what they did today because they're out for the year. Tight ends, I'm just gonna give them a C plus. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna give them a B because even though they didn't make too many plays, Gronkowski in the red zone got us 2 holding penalties, defensive holding penalties, 5 yards, automatic first down, because they can't stop Gronkowski. They can't hold him. So those 5, those couple penalties, they don't go on the stat sheet in terms of yards and stuff, but I take in count of them. So I'm gonna give them a B. Offensive line, I'm giving them a B plus. It could have been an A, but a couple times Brady got hit. A couple times the running game was there. So you guys get a B plus. They didn't do too bad. Defensive line, they get a C minus, no pressure at all. Coney Ely is I don't even think he's a starter anymore. I don't know what's going on outside of Trey Flowers and our defensive tackles, like that other end position. We need to figure out what's going on over there. I'll give them a C minus. Linebacker core, I'm gonna give them a B. They did a good job. They didn't do too bad. And the secondary, I'm gonna give them an A minus because Butler did give that touchdown, but he did do a pretty good job forcing a fumble, tipping the pass, and they did a pretty good job today. So let me look at a couple of these troll comments, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Okay, what's up? Yeah, Darius Slay did get cooked by Hogan. I'm not gonna be over this shit because yeah. Chris Hogan's nickname, according to Dwayne Allen, is Mr. Perfect. So that's what I'm calling him. 7-Eleven, Mr. Perfect. They're the same people. This man is yeah. I didn't even slander you. That's crazy, man. The other games was rage quits. Ain't nobody gonna want to watch a rage quit. I want to watch a close game. So yeah, those pass fan, yeah, Malcolm Butler, he does need to step up. I mean, he's doing a pretty good job. But just he does good for a couple plays and he has a bad play. That's pretty much how I see Malcolm Butler. Does good 2 plays, makes 2 great plays, and he just has his one bad play for the game. And it just so happens to be like a touchdown or something. But other than that, he's pretty good. Like I said, all cornerbacks make mistakes. It's just depending on what their mistakes are. So would you rather have a guy who gives up when his one mistake is a touchdown, but he can force a fumble or make a tackle or tip a pass to interception, or do you want a guy who doesn't really get an interception, doesn't really do anything, but his mistake is like a 12, 20-yard completion? So, you got to take the good with the bad. Like I said, he's still a top 10 corner at least. I ain't gonna say top 5. He getting close there, but he's still a pretty great corner. Malcolm Butler is. Oh yeah, when Brady hit that bubble screen, that's gonna be 6. Like Brady the Cooks on the bubble screen. But yeah, Brandon Cooks gonna need to step up. Hopefully, like I said, it's just chemistry issues. I'm pretty sure, but especially with Edelman going down, I think it's gonna force Brady to have to look for Cooks more. And so week 4, I'm gonna cover it. Really, not really. I don't know. It's gonna be all backups. Dante Hightower didn't play. Solder didn't play, which I didn't think. Cannon, he played. Wait, I don't think did Cannon play. I don't know, but Hightower, he'll be ready week 1. Solder, I think he'll be ready week 1. Antonio Garcia didn't play, but I think Solder will be ready week 1. Cameron Fleming is playing left tackle the whole time. But that's pretty much it. Who's the bright idea was to have Edelman on the bubble screen, not Cooks. I mean, Edelman runs the bubble screen like it's nothing. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I see kid trolling with basketball slander, so that's pretty much enough time for me to cut it. So those who join late, who's going to join post stream, please like the video, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. I'm real glad that you guys joined it, and about we're about to get these other NFL topics going. When the regular season starts, once a week you'll get a video of that Patriot keys, and then whenever I upload Fade League, and then maybe some MUT squads here and there and stuff like that. So channel about to start getting popping again. Like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Check out the Fade podcast tomorrow. My boy KDG. That's where we have the Fade podcast. Just click on his little bubble. I'll probably put a link in the description when the video's over. Get you next time, y'all. Peace.